sometimes. Depends.
Some days, yeah. But then again,
we're really in the north these days, so.
Oh, yeah, true.
All planets have a north.
Yes. So, we're here talking to Ian. He says that Rios is still hiding out in his cabin, and he's like, it's no wonder, because that girl showed up and stirred up all these emotions in him. And, and Rafi's like, oh, why? Hey, maybe you know. And he's just like, nope, don't know why. I just know that happened. Like, she's trying to get down to this, and then she wants to figure out everything else, and she wants to prove that she was right about Mars, and everything is just right out of her grasp for the moment. But this is like this is her real defining episode where everything comes together for her. It's so great. So after
everything comes up, Rafi.
Yes. I love it. So she gets excited that she's getting closer to finding out the truth, but she's still kind of like, ugh, I don't know, it might be bad. And as some people do, they're like, when you're stressed out or something, you're like, I need a drink. So she heads to her room and she's just, give me a red wine. And the replicator's like, and she's just, hey, try that again. And turns out the hospitality hologram shows up, and he says that she has deactivated alcohol in her room, and that she's deactivated the override and the meta override. I love that there was a meta override. I don't know, it just seems hilarious to me that that's what it's called. But that she had disabled them because she's going to try to be straight and be good. I mean, she told her son that she was, but she wasn't. He pops up. He's like, what is your hospitality emergency? And I love it. I need my pillows fluffed. Does anybody need some towels?
Room service.
Right.
It's an emergency.
So they talk about Rios and everything, and he's still sulking in his room. Ian believes that he needs to... Oh, wait, that's not Ian. Ian's the other one. The hospitality guy. Yeah, that's how I feel, because he gets it right in her face in a minute.
Oh,
but he tells her
meaning all that personal space.
Rios needs a friend that doesn't look like him and is better groomed. They all look like him. Rafi's just like, oh, okay. And so then it comes up that the reason why they all look like him is because he accidentally, and I use the air quotes with that, selected the self-scan feature, and he never changed it, even though he went in there and fiddled with, their personalities and their memory banks and all that kind of thing. So he could have changed it if he wanted to, but maybe he likes looking at himself.
I mean, what's not to like?
But I
can't
argue with that.
If I looked like that, I would want to look at myself constantly too.
I mean, this is for anyone who wants to see more of him, this is a great episode for that.
It really is. It's like okay, so it's like acting improv. It's like, okay, so you're gonna be British, and then you're gonna real fake Scottish, and then you're gonna be Irish for a little bit, and then you're gonna be like super machismo Spanish. Like, so much range, honey. All the range. I'm here for it.
So good.
Yes.
I appreciate it.
Oh, I love it. And I can't believe I've seen him in stuff, but I just did not realize just how good he was. So it's like now I feel like I need to go back and watch some things. I never finished Musketeers, so I guess I could go back and do all that again. But, it's like after Peter Capaldi was gone, I'm like, I can't get into this as much, but hey.
I've never seen him in anything else, and I'm really excited to check out his catalog now.
Have you seen Heroes? He was in Heroes.
Was he really?
Yeah.
Who was he in Heroes?
I don't know. I've never watched it, but I saw that on his list.
Per Wikipedia.
Oh, I thought you were going to actually read it.
No,
it was IMDb is where I saw it. Either way.
No, I mean,
either way.
He's really good.
Yeah. I don't know if I said this before, but because he knows like 4 fluent languages, I was hoping there would be French or Italian because he knows those, but it's a tribute to Scotty with the Scottish one, and then in a minute he starts talking and Rafi has no idea what he's saying, so that's funny. So I'm okay with it. But if we have
And again, we don't know if there's any more holograms lurking in the background that we haven't seen yet.
Like you said, there might be random ones. Who knows? She's talking to him about Rios and this hologram. Okay, I know it's supposed to be a hologram, but he's supposed to be the hospitality hologram, but he's like, I don't know how hospitable it is to like lean into somebody so far that they lean back so far they have to like sit down. Like that's way too in the bubble. That's like you're in the bubble that's inside the bubble.
That's some real invasion of personal space.
No, thank you. I mean, maybe it would be different if it was him doing that. But, I think I would still be like, watch it. Buy me dinner first. Oh, gosh, I'm laughing too hard at my own dumb joke. So then we see Rios in his room, and he is drunk. He's sitting at the foot of his bed on the floor. And it's so very like cliche, but it's one of those sort of kind of cliches that Star Trek uses, and it's got good cinematography, and it's obvious what his state of mind is when you see that shot. So it's fine.
Yeah, I mean, I've been there before. It happens.
I mean, I'm a crying burrito. That's how I would be.
Yes.
But
I'm all about that drinking at the foot of your bed
floor
life.
drinking life.
Floor drinking, yes. That's my cup of tea.
And anybody who's listened to our past episodes, we had some of that at C2E2. So.
Oh my god.
Oh, gosh, we're idiots. I love it. Anyway, so Rafi takes the advice of the intrusive hologram, and she's like, hey, you need somebody to talk to? And he's just like, piss off. And so she does. She's like, okay, fine, I'm pissing off.
Bye.
That's such a good response.
So he's got his Starfleet footlocker over there, and he sees it, and he pulls it out, and he's taking things out, and like whenever she shows up, he's got this cigar box in his hand, and he hasn't opened it, and it's like, there's going to be something emotional, because right when she stops him is right when he's got it in his hand, and he hasn't got to open it, so there's anticipation. And then he opens it, and it's like, oh, there's like little bits and bobs and a communicator. Oh, there's a picture. And it's him and Captain Vandermeer. And then he pulls out this white sheet of paper, and we don't see it like in his hands, like over his shoulder. We see from the floor, and you can see like the light shining through it, and you can tell it's a drawing. And it's like, you sit there for a second, and you're like, oh, that looks like him and Soji. Oh my goodness. There's even more to this. It's like, was she a real person? Or was she an android then? It's like, I need to know.
Yeah, I really, really like this shot in particular. It sticks in my mind because you don't see it that often. And, and I really appreciate that the director really went for it here.
Yeah, I really like what she did, because a lot of times you'll see, in your old CSI or whatever, like,
over the shoulder.
Yeah. And they only give you enough time to see it for like 2 seconds. But it's got like a whole page full of words. But yeah, so I thought that was really cool, because it's just him sitting there and staring at it, so we can see how he's thinking about it. Because, we can see his face. So that makes it more interesting than just, here's a table with a piece of paper, or like you can see like his thumb on it. Holding it or whatever, It definitely made that better. So back on the Borg cube, we have Seven still looking through everything, and she notices that a lot of the lights are going out, so that means Borgs are being sucked out, everything, and she's just like, oh, and it's like, she doesn't know what to do. Eleanor's like, why don't you wake him up? all the ones that are, why don't you wake people up? And she doesn't want to because she doesn't want to reassimilate them. And she's just like, what if I do it, then maybe I don't want to go back. Because she knows that they won't, because they'll be happy to have, like, the collective in their head again, because they can't do anything. They're drones. They can't do anything without being told what to do. They don't have any of their own thoughts until they go rogue, like you, and then...
And her.
Yeah, and her, and other, Borgs. And, poor Elnor is like, but when we defeat the Romulans, you can just put them back. It'll be okay.
Yeah, I like how conflicted she is about this, because when she says, I don't know if I'll want to release them, it really just speaks to how screwed up her life was. I mean, she was assimilated at a very young age, and then that's all the life she knew until Voyager showed up and kind of just showed her the light, I guess. But she always had that yearning to go back to being a Borg.
Yeah, it is simpler for some people to not have their own thoughts.
Yeah.
It just always gets everyone else into trouble that way. I don't know. There's nothing in the world that's like that right now, so I don't know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, nothing at all. Nothing at all.
Absolutely not.
All right, so to my favorite scene, because of reasons, we've got Rafi, and she's in the hollow study and sitting on the couches and stuff in the back by the fireplace. She has all of the Rios hollows hanging out.
All 5 of them.
Yes, all 5 of them. And they're all like jabbering and stuff, and she's just like, oh, have I made a mistake? It's like, no, this is not a mistake.
I've made a huge mistake.
It's like, no, this is perfect. So, they're kind of talking about things, and she brings up Soji, and she's like, oh, you called her Jana. And it's like, oh, yeah, she's Jana. Yeah, she's Jana. Oh, yeah, Jana. And then they're like, we don't know why we know her as Jana. But I love that Emmett comes back because he's just so funny, because he's just got the long hair and the tattoos, and he's just always grumpy and, like, super Spanish. And I just love it.
Yeah, he's like the drunken pirate version of Rios.
Yeah. He's the space pirate. Rios is the space pilot. Oh, and by the way, I still love my other space pilot, Pedro Pascal. So anyway, just so everybody knows, because I know everyone's heard me say that before. Anyway.
Yeah, no, I'm right there with you.
They're trying to think, we didn't talk about this before, but it's kind of cool when they go into their memory banks, their eyes get glowy, and it almost looks like static on a television, which children would have no idea what that is. That's a super cool effect.
Yeah. I really like it when they go, like, looking within themselves to find the answers.
Yeah. Oh, I like how you put that. Looking inside themselves for the answers. But yeah, children, you could probably Google the static on TV and see what it looks like.
There's probably a YouTube channel for it.
Yeah.
There probably. Someone probably falls asleep to Snow Channels.
Right? Or
some ASMR, like somebody.
Or like someone's got them where it's like the snow with the porn in the background that you can almost
barely see it. Yeah, it's like glitching back and forth.
I think that was a boob. Yeah, that kind of thing.
I saw a boob!
Anyway, so back to multiple Rios here. She asked them about Captain Vandermeer. They're like, something bad happened, not sure what it was, and they all like hit their head at the same time to like jog their memory. It's like, but because they're not people, it's more like when you blow on the Nintendo cartridge.